close enough. I'm going to go ahead and call to order this USD 417 Board of Education regular meeting. The very first item on the agenda this evening, I would like to welcome Superintendent Esslinger to the boardroom this evening. We're excited that you're in our district and we look forward to the future and what the future has for us. So thank you for being here, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yes. The next item is approval of the agenda. It's a pretty lengthy agenda this evening, but most of that is consent agenda. So at this time, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda, and it was amended today, so there should be the most current copy available for you on your device.
Madam President, I move, it's been a while. Move to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll second. It's been moved by Kelsey, seconded by Jamie to approve the agenda as presented. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please raise your right hand. Thank you. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. The next item is election of the USD 417 Board of Education. So at this time, I will open up the floor for nominations.
Madam President, I nominate Terry Powell to be the USD 417 President of the Board of Education.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded for nomination for Terry Powell. Any further nominations from the floor? Hearing none, I move that nominations cease and we cast a unanimous ballot for Terry Powell. All in favor, please raise your right hand. Thank you. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. At this time, I will turn over the remainder of the meeting to Vice President Johnson.
Up next on the agenda this evening is the election of the USD 417 Vice President of the Board of Education. At this time,
Madam Vice President, I move we nominate Jamie Johnson as Vice President.
I'll second.
All right.
I think you can
It's
get that
been
on.
moved by Tina Ray, seconded by Kelsey, to nominate Jamie Johnson for Vice President of the Board of Education. Are there any other nominations at this time?
Madam Vice President, hearing no further nominations, I move that nominations cease and a unanimous ballot be cast for Jamie Johnson for Vice President.
All in favor, raise your right hand.
Second.
You have to have a second, sorry. It has been moved by Tina Ray and seconded by Donnie that all nominations cease and unanimous ballot be cast for Jamie Johnson. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do introductions just because we do have somebody new in the room this evening. So I'll go ahead and start. I'm Jamie Johnson.
Patty Talon.
Kelsey Hartman.
Jay Johnson. Don Alderman.
Tina Ray Scott.
Mike Argerbright.
Amber Weeks.
Tyson Esslinger.
Thank you, everybody. Jan Siaka is on Zoom as well. All right, so I think what's up next is comments from Morris County SD 417 patrons, and I do know that we have Mr. Mike Argerbright here who would like to speak for a few minutes.
Hi, board members, and first and foremost, thanks for serving kids. You have an important role in your community, and I appreciate what you do. I'm running for, my name's Mike Argerbright. Do you need my address? Okay. I live south of Olpe, so I'm in Lyon County. The new Senate district covers all of Lyon County, all of Morris County, and almost all of Geary County. There's some new district boundaries with the 17th district. I want to just share a little bit about me so that you know who I am, and therefore you probably see where I come from time to time. I grew up on a farm in northwest Kansas in Atwood. My brother and two of his boys are on that farm out there. Actually, I was here at Washunga Days and met a gentleman that knew my dad. He stopped me in my tracks because my dad's been gone for 10 years. And anyway, asked me if I knew Dal Argenbright, and I said, whoa, yeah, I know Dal Argenbright, it's my dad. So that went right to my heart. Anyway, out of high school, I went to Dodge City and then Wichita State, chasing sports, met my wife. We moved back to the farm for a couple of years and I coached. We have 3 boys. One's a teacher down in Lebec County. One's an architectural engineer with electrical stuff, of a VOTEC degree. VOTECs are important. And he probably makes more money than the others combined. And then my third one is animal science at K-State and tried to get into vet school, but he's working with research right now with animal vaccines. So very proud of the kids, and we have one new grandbaby. My wife teaches. We landed in Eureka in 1990, left the farm. I was there 16 years. And from there I went to South Lyon County and I was a superintendent there for 17 years and I retired last year. So school is obviously important to me. Youth is important to me. Agriculture is important to me. Property taxes is important to everyone. And you'll get the joy of covering some of that, but what it supports is important too. And I'm sorry about the R&R. I have testified against it, if that's worth anything, just because I think it confuses people, honestly, and it causes your seats a little more discussion than probably necessary, but it's part of it. So law enforcement, first responders are important to me. Our veterans, our active military, you'll see that in some of my literature. The services that rural America needs, those are things that are important to me, and schools are one of them. So my opponent is quite different on that topic, so I'd encourage you to look into that. I do have a primary in August, and I would appreciate your vote and any help and support that you can give. And if you'd like yard signs, be glad to give some. I was walking your streets today, and I'll be back. Very good people. I've met a lot of good people in this community, very prideful. So I was telling your new superintendent, this is a very prideful community, and it really is. That's my impression. So I think you're lucky people. So I know you can't have any questions, and I know I can't get on a political roll, but if you have questions, if it's okay, I'd like to leave my information. This one will have my number on it. Please reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you, and I really appreciate your time and what you do. Thank you very much.
I would just like to throw out there that he won't brag on himself, but Mike was former superintendent of the year and won the Doug Michael Award, so he really does care about Kansas kids and understands what it's like to sit in this room, so thank you.
Appreciate what you all do. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, up next is the consent agenda, and we do have a very lengthy consent agenda this evening, so I will go ahead and read off the consent agenda. In just a second. Amber, do you know, is this the most current printed copy or the one
is the most.
Okay, all right, so A, approve minutes of previous meetings, June 10th, 2024 and June 26th, 2024. Item B, financial reports and pay bills in the amount of $860,929.34. Item C, donation and gifts. Item D, approve the June 2024 KASB policy updates, which includes BBG, which was deleted, BCBK, BCBK sample motions, CJ, CL, EBBG, EEID, IF, JBE, JGFGA, JHKK, policies GAAC, GARIA, JGEC, and JGECAA will be tabled due to an injunction from the legislature that recently took place. Item E, approve school buses and vehicles policy, EDAA. Item F, approve the 2024-2025 classified employee handbook. Item G, approve the 2024-2025 substitute teacher handbook. Item H, Flint Hills Special Education Cooperative, which includes approving the FHSEC Articles of Agreement as presented, the FHSEC Fiscal Clarifications as presented, the IDEA Part C to Part B MOU is presented, and the special education due process hearing officers as presented. Item I is approve the ESU, Emporia State University MOU for initial educator preparation program as presented. Item J, approve the 2024-2025 Board of Education appointments, which is located on page 3. Item K, approve the 2024-2025 resolutions and regulations, which includes rescind policy statements found in board minutes, the activity funds, petty cash, the 1,116-hour school term, the GAAP waiver, date for election of officers, board meeting dates, home rule authority, student privacy policy IDAE, and Title I program IDAD. Item L, board actions for fiscal year 2025. Item M, approve the 2024-2025 employment of emergency substitute teachers. Item N, approve the 2024-2025 mileage reimbursement rate of 67 cents. Item O, approval of USD 417 credit cards. Item P includes personnel, the employment of Kirby Lugo, Council Grove Junior Senior High School custodian.
Madam Vice President, I move we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
It's been moved by Tina Ray and seconded by Jay to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any further discussion? If not, raise your right hand for approval. Same sign if opposed. Motion carries. Goodness. Okay,
Catch your breath.
administrative reports. Mr. Weaver, do you have anything more to add? I don't think anything else at this time, which leads us to
Do you
Mr.
want me,
Esslinger.
is this where I would do a report?
Usually
Okay, that's,
Usually at this time, so the admins email us reports and then we go around and make sure they have no updates and then
okay.
we come to you.
Madam Vice President, we have those resolutions that need to be signed that are in front of you.
Pass them around.
The top line says for board president, so we'll need to skip that, but if you can start those, there's 9 pages.
Thank you.
Just real quick, I don't have a lot, and most of the time you'll see my stuff in the packet, I'll get it out to you, just all the transition and changes. So obviously legislative session closed with the special session in June, so they passed the tax plan, which did change our R&R, so all the counties had to get that back out after the required date. We do have those now, so we have those in hand, so updated. Open enrollment, non-resident student enrollment, two different topics. Open enrollment has started today, so you can all returning students can enroll. New students must enroll in person on July 26th. So if they're new to the district, they'll have to come enroll on July 26th in person there. Because this will happen before our next meeting, new staff is back on August 1st. August 7th, all staff is back to start our talent development with everyone. Transition days for 7th and 9th graders, along with any new students to Council Grove Junior Senior High School, is August 14th. And then the 15th is the first day for all students. So we're getting there. So we'll be here before we know it. We had 5 non-resident applications. With our the new non-resident law. We had 5, 2 of them didn't need to apply. They were 2 students that had parents that worked in the district. And so those people are automatically grandfathered in. They don't need to fill out the application or anything like that. So we actually had 3 total that were not in there. So we'll make notifications on those 3 this week. So we'll work on making those notifications there. About acceptance or denial this week, so. Financial update, as you all know, the audit was completed, so we're closing out end of year and beginning the budget planning for the upcoming year. So that'll all happen starting tomorrow, actually. And getting that all in process, and so we'll share some information with you as we go and have that ready. Have a much better picture for you in August, an update. before the budget hearing in September, and then approving the budget in September. We'll have a lot more information for you in August at the August board meeting. We'll have some discussions around building needs assessments in August, as well as state assessments that you're required to do by law as the Board of Education. And you have to answer 3 questions also by law as the Board of Education. And so we'll have all of that for you to talk about in August as well. So there. And then just randomly, a few random things here. I just wanted to thank you all for giving me this opportunity. I'm excited to get started. I was here the last week in June, every day in the office, and enjoyed meeting with people and everything. Matt has been awesome. We've had a few conversations already, and just people, a lot of different people doing a lot of good things. And so I'm just excited to keep working with them. Look forward to meeting everyone in the communities that we serve, and learning and listening, and just looking at opportunities, how we can provide the best opportunities for our students and staff moving forward. One thing you'll see starting in August is on board meeting Mondays, I will do a video that we will aim to post about noon every board meeting Monday. It'll be 20 to 30 minutes long usually, is what they are. I don't have a creative name yet for it. So I'm still looking for that and searching for that. But that's just a video to update our community about what's going on in our school district. And so it's a place, it'll be on Facebook for 30 days. So people can jump on there if they're interested, and can kind of hear from me and get an update of kind of just what's going on month to month in the school district for me. So we'll start those in August and go from there. And then I just look forward to continuing learning about the district and the people in the district to ensure that we continue doing the things that we're doing well, we keep doing those well, and then we continue looking for opportunities of how we improve and provide more opportunities and the best opportunities for our students, because that's what we're here for, is to give them the absolute upper hand when they leave USD 417. I tell kids all the time when I talk to kids, tell staff, I tell everybody, like, we never want a kid to leave our district and say they didn't have that opportunity because they went to school in Morris County. We want them to say, if they're being truthful, I didn't take advantage of the opportunities that I had in Morris County. And so that's where we come into work and make sure that we're providing those opportunities. I always share the story. We had a student in Southwest Kansas that wanted to be a marine biologist. And so people are like, wow, like, but I'm very serious about when I say that, like, we're gonna find opportunities for her to learn what does it take and intel and experience being a marine biologist to the best of our abilities in Southwest Kansas, so she has the best idea of if that's really where she wants to do and what she wants to go and do and stuff, like, because I don't want her to leave us and say, hey, guess I wanted to be a marine biologist because I went to school here, though I didn't get to do it because that's where I had to go to school at. Like, those are the things. So, and we'll work on this, I guess, maybe Terry and I now and stuff. But with the KSB soup search comes an extra session with Dr. Hart for us to kind of have time to work together for a few hours as a board and as a superintendent and team, and to work on some things and stuff. And so we'll work on getting that scheduled and with everyone so that we can get Dr. Hart here and spend some time. I think it's really helpful for us to be able to have that time to just, we don't have a bunch of different agenda items, it's just that work and that focus. And then the last thing, KSB conference is in November. And you're like, why are you talking to us about this now? It's July. Registration opens up at the end of this week, and registration fills up like really quick in terms of hotels and things like that and stuff. And so look at your schedules. If you're interested in going to the conference in November, it is
November
it's like the 14th, 15th, that weekend.
14th, 15th, 16th,
Yeah.
17th.
It's an amazing event. It's great. I can't speak to it enough there. I've been able to present at it. I've just been able to attend. So if it works for you, I would encourage you to take the opportunity. But if you want to, look at your schedules, get with Amber so that when it opens, we can register and we can get hotels. Because if we don't, we're gonna be staying on the other side of Wichita and getting to drive in every single day and stuff, and that's no fun. I'm doing it that way, so.
Jamie will be present because Jamie sits in LFT leadership for tomorrow, and they've got events that week. I'll be there because I'll be presiding over the activities that are there. Superintendent Esslinger will be there, so we encourage any of you that want to join us to please do so.
It's a great conference.
Yeah.
Is it weekdays? It's
It's a-
Fridays.
Starts like on a Friday
Friday
afternoon,
morning.
evening, and then
It's
goes
gonna start
Saturday.
Friday morning.
Okay.
We'll have events all day Friday, Saturday, and then part of the day on Sunday.
There's usually, the last 2 years I've been there, I think they've been like, what, 700 to 800 school board members in attendance. So, yeah, it's really good to learn, interact with other board members and see, so, yeah. So if it works, let us know and we can get you registered and get you hotel rooms and all those things. And short little trip. That's all I have. Unless someone has questions.
Alright. Up next is discussion items, which I don't think we have any this evening, so up next is the action item, so back to you, Mr. Esslinger, to discuss the notice of intent to exceed the revenue neutral rate.
Yeah, it's been talked about quite a bit, so I don't know what to add, except that almost every district in the state has to do this. Tonight, you're just voting to exceed, the rate's not set. It's just voting to exceed it because we have to let the county clerks know that we're going to exceed the revenue neutral rate by July 20th. So if we don't do it tonight, you're gonna have a special board meeting to come back and do it before then because of that. And so, like I said, in the general fund alone, you're gonna exceed because you have no control over the general fund, it's 20 mils. And so like our to exceeds like 19 or something like that. So and you have no ability to, you have no control over that fund, so you're exceeding right there regardless of anything else, so, you know.
Madam Vice President, I move we notice of our intent to exceed the revenue neutral rate by requesting authorization to notify the county clerk of the district's intent to exceed the rate and hold a public hearing on the district's proposed tax rate at 5:45 p.m. on September 9th, 2024 at the USD 417 district office. The revenue neutral rate hearing at 5:45 and budget hearing at 5:50, followed by our regular meeting.
I'll second. Alright, so Tina Ray moved and Kelsey seconded to notice of intent to exceed the revenue neutral rate, requesting authorization to notify the county clerk of the district's intent to exceed the revenue neutral rate and hold a public hearing on the district's proposed tax rate at 5:45 p.m. on September 9th, 2024 at the USD 417 district office, followed by a budget hearing at 5:50 p.m. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, item B is local option budget percentage resolution. Mr. Esslinger, would you?
Yeah, this once again is just something you have to do every year. You, at some point in Morris County, had a vote that went out and to the public that voted that gave the board the authority to do 33%, and it's for eternity. And so that's all this is by law, every year you have to approve this, and it's, for the Morris County, it's set at 33%, so that's the highest you can go with that resolution there, so.
Madam Vice President, I move that we approve the annual local option budget percentage resolution that reads, be it resolved that the above named school board, USD 417, shall be authorized to make a local option percentage in the amount of 33% for the 2024-2025 school year.
I'll second.
It's been moved by Tina Ray and seconded by Patty to approve the annual local option budget percentage resolution, which reads, be it resolved that the above named school board shall be authorized to make a local option percentage in an amount of 33% for the 2024-2025 school year. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We are going to have an executive session on negotiations and do not intend to have any action after we come out of executive session. We will have the good news by Board of Education members, which is something new that we are doing this evening. So I just wanted to let Jan know that we don't anticipate any action after our executive session, so I would entertain a motion.
Madam Vice President, I move we go into executive session to discuss the letters presented from the teachers regarding negotiations pursuant to the exemption for employer-employee negotiations under COMA with the board, Superintendent Esslinger, Board Clerk Amber Weeks for 20 minutes.
Second. It's been moved by Tina Ray and seconded by Kelsey to go into an executive session for negotiations. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Weaver.
Madam Vice President, I move we go into an executive session to discuss the negotiations letter presented to the district with Superintendent Esslinger, Board Clerk Amber Weeks, and the board for 20 minutes for the exemption for employer-employee negotiations under COMA.
A second. Tina Ray has moved that we go into executive session for negotiations. Kelsey has seconded. Are there any discussion? If not, all those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. So deployments will begin once we get all of the things taken care of. All right, here we go.
Madam Vice President, I move we go into an executive session to discuss the letters from the Teachers Association regarding negotiations pursuant to the exemption for employer-employee negotiations under COMA for 20 minutes with Superintendent Esslinger, Board Clerk Amber Weeks, and the board.
Second. Tina Ray has made the motion, seconded by Kelsey, to go into executive session for negotiations for 20 additional minutes. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right, thank you for bearing with us. We have one last item on our agenda, which is good news by Board of Education members. Superintendent Esslinger, would you like to speak a little bit about what that is?
Yeah, this was just at my request, so this was something we've done in my previous district, is give you the opportunity as the board to just share one good thing that's going on in the school district at the end of the meeting, right? So meetings sometimes can get all over the place and feelings come up and stuff, and so the last thing we end on is sharing a positive thing that's going on in the district as we end the meeting. So unless Terry and Jamie decide that they're gonna kick us off the agenda and stuff, you can plan on this being on the agenda every month, so as you're thinking, you don't have to act surprised when you show up to the meeting and be like, oh, good news, like you know it's gonna be there, and you can think about if there's something you see, throw it in your notes or something, and then you can bring it to the meeting and share one good news thing. So that's my request. Hopefully you'll indulge me in that. And so it's been a good thing to be able to hear that.
I would say that if you need to pass tonight, that's okay,
Yeah.
since you were given time to prepare. However, I'm going to throw out there that the Seussical Junior musical is coming up, so that's something that the youth in our community have been working on really hard. So for those listening, it's July 12th, 13th, and 14th at the auditorium at the junior senior high school. It's on the 12th and the 13th, it's at 7 p.m. and on the 14th, it's 2 p.m. And so I love Dr. Seuss, so I'm pretty excited to see what the kids have been working on, so feel free to chime in or else you could just pass along.
Well, this was like in June, but our business rents the auditorium for our recitals and our performance, and we've gone all over the state and used several different auditoriums and worked with different administrations, and Counselor Rose is by far the easiest to work with. Mr. Dornbos is great. Kathy Morris helps us out quite a bit. Like, it's just a really good facility that it allows us to use, and it's so nice to have the doors opened up in the summer for other people to use it. We just have a good setup. We've got a very nice auditorium, and we really appreciate being able to use it, having that great space.
It was a great show.
I guess this is obvious. We have a new superintendent, and I'm really excited about the fact that he's here, and a lot of the stuff that I've already heard from him is, I think it's gonna be an exciting time for us, and that's obvious to everybody watching the meeting, but I just wanted to express my excitement for having you here, and
We had several organizations from the district participate in national competitions over the summer. And I don't know if anyone has kept up with where those are, but we've had some kids come away with some really great awards. So I look forward to having them or their sponsor back in the room in front of us and letting us know how they fared at those national events. But they have posted on social media, so HOSA, FBLA, and then we've even had some community members here that were affiliated with the national FCCLA convention that was going on. So I'd just like to say kudos to those kids that continue to represent USD 417 over the summer in those national competitions. Can share? I'll pass.
I will say just thinking, my son participated in it's not, I guess, Keisha, backed by Keisha, but the sporting events down by Wichita, June 15th. And it was really great to see, for the kids that their love is, doing something other than playing football or basketball, whatever it is, they may like both, and that's great, but there were so many kids shooting, and, it was a fun day. It was parents getting together, we sat around and visited and got to do that while we waited for them to shoot their second round, and, I know some of them didn't do as well as they normally have, but it was really something different and fun for us to participate in, or as parents. So, anyways, that was great. It was really cool to see some kids doing that. I didn't realize it was that popular, but it definitely is.
We've also got Tri-County Fair and Morris County Fair. Tri-County Fair this weekend and Morris County Fair at the end of the month. So another opportunity for kids that maybe don't do sports to be active and participate in our community. So good options to get out and support our kids.
All right, well, I think meeting adjourned.
Thanks.